Cracking, guys, welcome to another YouTube video. So this video is probably going to be titled something like the rebuild or whatever, or have I don't know if I've already got a video up called that. I know I'm doing an Instagram series on it, but yeah, we're here, we're going to rock forward with it. So I want to use this YouTube and this series as a place where I can document more of me, more of my life, my personal life, my goals, my ambitions, what things are looking like, the behind the scenes of VICI, how we run the business, how we coach at such a high level, and then ultimately the rebuild of my own training, my own life. After the last 2 years, I've been struck down with sickness and yeah, like losing everything I've worked for like the 8 to 7 years previous. This is basically me documenting that rebuild back and that journey, the ups, the downs, absolutely everything. We're going to be so authentic and raw in here. We'll talk through all the medical treatments, kind of where things are going, the good, the bad, and yeah, just document that journey back to the platform and PBs because it's going to happen. 110% it's going to happen. So yeah, I'm just going to use this series as a bit and this YouTube as a place where I can show all of that. So like the rebuild, behind the scenes of VICI, how we run the business, my own personal life, ambitions, goals. It's all going to be on here. And yeah, so it is currently Monday, 1st of December, 8 a.m. And we got a busy day today, which is actually not like me. Usually my life is so boring. That's what I mean. Like this could easily be like a day in the life series. Or if I think my life is too boring, which probably will be most times, we're probably going to like combine a couple of days together. So like maybe a week in the life. And then again, you'll still struggle to get anything half decent out of it. But yeah, today is actually a busy day. It's the busiest day of the week so far. So Monday morning is programming day, so we're finishing off some programming here now. We got the TV on over here, live performances. We got Lainey Wilson. Then we got the Christmas tree on over here. This is standard Monday morning therapy right now. But we're banging out some programming, getting that done. Then we have a meeting at 1 o'clock, an important meeting. And there's me on my first YouTube video, and I've been like, "Oh, we got a meeting." I don't ever have meetings. Like I don't do my meetings are with me and myself most times. But we actually have a meeting today, right? And you're going to see why over the course of 2026. But essentially, like this is the next, like what is the next goal? What's the next big venture? What's the next big move? You'll see in 2026 what we have up our sleeves, what the next plan of action is, what the next business move is. It's absolutely massive. It is 100 times bigger than anything we've done to date, and today is literally the first meeting that I will have to kickstart that process, and we'll take you along with it as well. So stay tuned in terms of what that is. Not giving anything away just yet, but we got that at 1 o'clock. So programming from now till about 12 o'clock, get a bit of admin done. Then we'll go to that meeting at 1 o'clock. After that, we've got to hit a session today. It's bench day. Bench and full body, training 3 times a week at the moment. So we've got a bench day, squat day, and a deadlift day. So bench and full body today. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Other than that, just a lot of different admin stuff, like typical day in the life shit that you'll see at me is at my laptop, watching country music on the TV, walking the dogs, eating and training. That's like, there's not much more to it. So yeah, we'll see where the day goes, but we'll finish off this programming now, and then we'll see what happens as the day goes on. So, dogs operate like clockwork. This is how you know it's 9:30. What do you like? What do you want? You looking food, are you? Who wants food? Want food? There you go. Calm down, calm down. What? Jesus, Nico. You hungry or something? What a savage. Feeding time at the zoo. This is the most important part of the day, guys, isn't it? Right. Come in here, Nico. Come here. Sit. Right. That's literally like the best thing I've ever taught them dogs. I taught them a lot more. It's actually one of the only things they actually remember from being taught a lot of different things as a pup. But yeah, currently 10 o'clock, finished up programming there. 4 taper weeks lined up as well for this next weekend. So the Christmas Classic NIPF is on Saturday and Sunday. So 5 athletes competing then. So we've got all tapers sent out and meat strategies all drew up. So we're all ready to rock and roll. But yeah, gonna get some breakfast now. I am absolutely starving. And then we will get ready for that meeting. And then we'll train. So I am a man of convenience when it comes to food, when it comes to prep, especially at breakfast time. I just do not like spending too much time at breakfast. So really, really simple. Most times it's like a protein yogurt, Greek yogurt kind of bowl, with like a bowl of cereal. So Weetabix, chocolate minis. I'm going to chop up a banana into that, and then we're going to get this My Protein chocolate mousse in for the protein hit. Really, really quick. It's a 5-minute job. That is just me in the mornings. Even though everything else would theoretically not take long, like eggs and stuff, but I just don't really have an appetite for a cooked breakfast. Prefer something with this cereal and then a quick protein hit, and then that's basically us. And then from lunch and dinner, we usually cook some half decent food. If you aren't having your cereal in a massive bacon dish, then you're going to stay skinny for life. That's the key. That is what's going to happen. I currently am not tracking my calorie intake at the minute. Just no need really with the position that I'm in terms of like the rebuild and how things are. So my main goal now, honestly, like over the last year or two, like nutrition just went completely off track. If anything, when I'm like really stressed, I like tend to undereat, so I've lost quite a lot of weight over time. So like just getting like meal frequency back in, so I'm always eating a breakfast, lunch, dinner, making sure there's a protein source at all three meals, and then trying to bring calories up through snacks in between. You know, there's a lot of stuff I can do and a lot of things I can do before it gets to the stage where I need to kind of track calories to actually start regaining a lot of my body weight. And it's just habits, just getting that lifestyle back on track. So that's breakfast, easy peasy. We'll get this in this and move on. Okay, so that concludes the business meeting. Lana and myself attended. It actually lasted like near 2 hours. It was really good, really enjoyable. But that is like the foundations being put in place, the strategy, the vision being brought to life for what is to come, 2026, 2027. So yeah, I cannot give any more information out on it right now, but I will elaborate a lot more on it as the weeks and the months go by here this year. But for now, pre-workout time, we got a Pink Monster Strawberry Dreams because it's the only one. Ultra Rosa, hashtag 6 out of 10. Not great. So we're gonna head to the gym. We got bench and full body. Get that session ticked off, back to the house, and then like that's pretty much the day over. Like it's just sitting in front of a laptop replying to clients and doing programming all evening. But yeah, we shall see what happens. But for now, let's go get this session done. What is happening, everyone? So I thought I'd take you through a bit of a voiceover here while the session here plays in the background. And I just wanted to take this time to explain the approach that I'm currently taking with my training, explain the split that I'm currently running and the thought process behind everything. So essentially with over 1.5 years of inconsistent training, being sick, I lost quite a lot of muscle strength and just in general capacity and recovery as well. Not only did I lose muscle and strength, I would have lost a lot of skill and a lot of tissue tolerance as well, which is a big thing. So tissue tolerance, tendon tolerance, just in terms of how much the tissues and the tendons can handle, has dropped quite significantly. So with this training split, I'm running a 3-day-a-week program, SBD or all 1 time per week, at a very low stress. So it's minimum effective dose. You could essentially look at this being, and it just has a lot of room to scale. It has a lot of room to progress, and it will progress directly in conjunction with my capacity
and my tolerance. So again, that tissue tolerance, the ability to handle more workload, as that improves and as my recovery improves and as I get less sore each session, I know I can add some stress, whether that's intensity or volume. And then as time goes on, we would look at frequency. So like taking the lifts a little bit more frequent. So we are running a 3-day split. Squat, bench, and deadlift is 1 time per week. We have a squat day, a bench press day, and a deadlift day. All minimum effective dose, and they have a lot of space to grow basically as the weeks and the months go on, directly correlated to my recovery. After I hit my main skill movement for that day, whether it's a squat, a bench, or a deadlift, I then move into the hypertrophy element of the workout. So these next 2 to 3 exercises are primarily focused on just eliciting hypertrophy through mechanical tension and metabolic stress. So an accumulation of blood flow, essentially just getting a very good pump and putting a lot of tension across muscle fibers. So you can see here with the bent over chest supported row, really love this variation. The stability and the counter force that you have from the chest, the arms coming down each side of the bench really allows you to move that scapula and shoulder blade around the bench very freely. It's a really great way to perform that chest supported row. And then we move into an incline dumbbell press. Again, primary emphasis is going to be on hypertrophy and muscle growth. So following on, the sessions would usually begin with the S, the B, or the D from a skill component standpoint. Then we get into the hypertrophy stuff where I want to rebuild a lot of the lost muscle and size that I've lost over the last 2 years. I've pretty much lost maybe 12 to 13 kilo in body weight. Not that all of that is muscle, but there's a good large amount of it that is. So I have that being a massive emphasis in the program. So after we tick off the squat, bench, or deadlift, we get into the hypertrophy element of the workout. And then from there, we jump into a little bit more, I don't like to use the word functional, but essentially exercises that are going to focus on mobility or stability at the primary areas that matter for a powerlifter. So we're looking at hip, shoulder, and spine. So whether or not it is a stability exercise that works primarily on the hip, such as a walk and lunge, or a front foot elevated split squat, or a hip airplane. Whenever it comes to the shoulders, it could be a landmine press, a bottoms up kettlebell press. It could be some serratus work. And whenever it comes to the spine, we could be looking at any exercises that have us kind of resist force in flexion, extension, or rotation. So you could look at a lot of different options when it comes to building this up. And yeah, that is pretty much the structure of what my workouts would take. It would start off with squat, bench, or deadlift, building up that skill, building up that strength again, straight into the hypertrophy element, trying to rebuild all that muscle and lost size that I've lost over the last year or two, and then into building up the stability and building up that capacity at the shoulders, hips, and the spine, which is the 3 primary areas that you need to be stable in and strong in as a powerlifter to avoid those silly niggles and pains long term. So that is the structure of the current workout program, and I'm just building things up from the ground up again. Everything is at minimum effective dose, and there's a lot of area to grow. We can add volume, we can add intensity, we can add frequency to SBD, and we can even add frequency to the program. We're only working out 3 days per week. We get that to 4, possibly 5 over the next 1 to 2 years. Everything will naturally progress. So yeah, we're good.
Yep, so that, again, starting another clip with okay, so need to get out of that habit. That's something I've been doing since I was like, honestly, 16, when I first made like Instagram and YouTube. But that was a good session. Ticked off there, bench, and then just a little bit of full body. The current protocol at the minute with training, so I'm running a 3-day split. We're squat, benching, and deadlifting 1 time per week. So I've got a squat day, bench press, deadlift day, and just all like really minimum effective dose on SBD. Just trying to get, more proficient with my skill and my technique, make things feel a little better, and yeah, just increase my tolerance almost over the next couple of months. Being able to tolerate a little bit more load, more volume, more sets, and then eventually frequency will be the last thing that I increase. So frequency from a training variable standpoint is the most potent addition and variable that you can add in. So going from like 1 squat to 2 or 2 to 3, etc. It's very potent stress compared to like increasing intensity and volume and quality of what you're already doing. So at the minute, the goal is just to increase the quality of the sessions that I have, everything on SBD 1 time per week. And then there's an alarm going off in the gym right now. But yeah, that'll be it. And then just work on regaining all the muscle that I've lost over the last 1 or 2 years. So there's a big emphasis on hypertrophy and getting body weight back up. Before training went, through the gutter with being sick, I was about 87 kilo and fairly lean. Whereas now I'm about 76 kilo, 75 kilo, and a lot more flat. So I have a long way to go and a lot of progress to make up for, which I'm excited for, and that's kind of coming first. So my main emphasis is on the physique and the body weight first, and the strength will just be a byproduct of getting bigger again. So we don't need to force any strength adaptations. They're going to come naturally just to getting bigger. So it's a case of just working smarter, not necessarily working harder. So yeah, we will get that going eventually. The plan for the next couple of months as well might actually be a bit shifty. So it's currently the start of December. In terms of like my lupus and my treatment, there is a possibility that I might be getting shipped over to Manchester or London for like 4 to 6 weeks for a big treatment, which is currently in the clinical trial stages. Called CAR T cell therapy. It's like a mad kind of treatment. It's like meant to be the new big breakthrough drug for autoimmune conditions and lupus and stuff like that. So I think that is going to be in the pipeline for me, and that will definitely be a big halt in terms of my training and the progression that I make and how fast things will go. So it's honestly, it's just taking things 1 day, 1 week at a time at the minute, and just seeing where we go. But yeah, that is the overall arching plan. We're on a 3-day-a-week split at the minute. Frequency 1 time per week. Biggest goal is on body composition, body weight, muscle regain, building up that tolerance, that foundation. The strength will be a byproduct of everything. I just manage training with whatever life throws at us. So that is the goal. And yeah, right now I am absolutely starving, so I gotta go and get some food. Just as predicted from this morning when I picked up the camera, this could be a day in the life, it could be a week in the life. It depends how much things I get up to. Today being one of my more active days, we had a meeting and a workout. that just says it all. But I'm about to get stuck into some laptop work now. I've got a lot of programming to do. Got a lot of client replies to get back to, a few check-ins, just the usual daily stuff. So yeah, I'm going to call this video here. I appreciate you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it for what it was. And again, I'm going to be posting a lot more frequently on here just to show you the BTS, the rebuild, the journey along the way, even from a business standpoint, just documenting the process. So hope you all enjoyed it, and I will catch you in the next video.